to a 5-year, $252 million max rookie contract. According to Shams, that happened on Friday. Notably, Wemby decided to take the 25% maximum instead of the 30% supermax escalators that could have seen the contract total reach $303 million over those 5 years. The deal could potentially save the Spurs up to $50 million over the life of the contract. Wemby announced the news on X saying, quote, "Spurs family, I'm here to stay, whatever it takes," but not everyone is seemingly thrilled about Wemby's deal. NBA PA Executive Director David Kelly had this to say in reaction to Wemby's new contract, quote, "We think the players should make decisions for themselves, and we should not be pocket watching." That's what Kelly said in response when asked about Wembanyama's deal. "The system should not require a player to carry all of that burden. We should not put a player in the position to carry the burden of keeping a team together." Kendrick Perkins, Vince Goodwill joining us here this morning. Good morning, guys. Vince, want to start with you here. Do you like the move or not like the move from Wemby to leave some money on the table for the Spurs?
I hate it because ain't neither one of us sitting here going to leave money on the table. I think it sets a bad precedent for the NBA. I think in terms of the Players Association and the collective bargaining deals since 1998, they have progressively gone in favor of the owners. And the problem is the Spurs have 3 potential max players on their roster: Victor Wembanyama, Steph Castle, Dylan Harper. Victor Wembanyama maybe can make up that 5% with his Nike deal and everything else. But does that mean Dylan Harper and Steph Castle, they have to take less because Victor Wembanyama took less? I have yet to see anybody buy a jersey that says, we save money on the back of it. I've yet to see somebody buy a jersey that says, cap space and flexibility. Like, you're coming to see Victor Wembanyama and you're watching these players. Like, they have a very finite period of time to maximize their earnings potential. I know Victor Wembanyama's an alien and everything else. He's going to get every dollar that's owed to him. But I don't know if I want to applaud this, because I tell you this, when's the last time we asked an owner to sacrifice some money or whatever it is, or ownership groups to sacrifice money for the sake of winning? The fact that you're putting players in a spot where they have to be both player and executive, give them 2 salaries then, because they're doing 2 people's jobs, and I don't like that.
I mean, $252 million, that's it. Wemby should have signed a 10-year, $1 billion deal. That's how valuable he is. That's how box office he is. And I get it. Listen, to a lot of people in the world, to us, like, we cover this game as students of the game, as analysts, as journalists, and as fans, right? But this is people's jobs. This is these guys' jobs. And even when I was playing, and guys were coming up to get their money or getting contracts, I would always say, get your money first and max out, and then worry about the other stuff later. And for the first time, we're starting this show off, and I'm agreeing with my boy Vince, because he's absolutely right. Victor Wembanyama is arguably the most valuable player in the NBA. Every arena he steps foot in is going to be sold out, whether it's in San Antonio or whether it's on the road. Matter of fact, it's only one player that I would spend my hard-earned money to go see, and that's Wemby. I don't want comps. I don't want none of that. So at the end of the day, we have to start applying pressure more on the owners. The whole family ain't hurting for money, and who own the San Antonio Spurs, let them figure it out. I applaud Victor, and I understand he wants to win. He's a competitor. He wants to be on top. He wants to win championships. But I don't encourage no player to leave no money on the table, not one single penny.
I'm sorry. I'm just checking my cup here to see what's it, because we all agreeing with Vinny this morning. Something ain't right. Something is amiss right now. We all agree. I don't know. I don't like the way we started this show. But it's absolutely correct here. This is Adam Silver's legacy right now. Adam Silver right now, as the commissioner of the NBA, has taken the lead from the player empowerment era to the player depowerment era, where you have the most important face of the league right now is having to make the decision that if I want to maintain a championship legacy, The only way to do it is to take less money, because down the line, I cannot have a team with Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper together if we're all going to be making supermax money. He knows that. And we have a finals that just happened with Jalen Brunson and Victor Wembanyama, two guys who now have left millions, hundreds of millions of dollars on the table so that their teams can make it to the finals. This is not good for the league. And you think that this Jaylen Brown situation in Boston happens in a vacuum? We're going to see more of this every single offseason. We're going to see more Karl Anthony Towns, Jaylen Brown's teams that are kicking them to the curb. So if a player had decided, I'm going to go to another team in their prime, they're the bad guy.
Yeah.
But if an owner ahead of time says, we're getting rid of them to save money, oh, they're doing cost-cutting measures. They're doing what they have to do to save the money. They're the billionaires. They're the people with the money. Why are we saving them money? Adam Silver has to hold this on his belt, that he is the one that has shifted the power from the players to the owners and allowing them to save all the money.
Yeah, it's the de-empowerment era of the NBA right now. And you mentioned like championship legacy, Perk. That makes me think about what the next 5 years of this deal need to result for Victor Wembanyama. So what does he need to do for this contract to be considered a success?
Well, he got to deliver 2 championships, and that's minimum, to be honest with you. And look, he's going to stack up individual accolades because he's that special and no one can stop him. He's going to win MVPs. He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year awards. He's going to be all NBA. But for him to sacrifice this money throughout the next 5 or 6 years, he got to deliver 2 more championships. He got to deliver 2 championships to San Antonio. Otherwise, he done this all for nothing, in my opinion. And one thing that we all know is that guys, history tells us that guys that are 7'3", 7'4", or higher, they don't have long careers like everyone else. I'm not saying that Wemby can't defeat the odds or he's not going to play 15 plus years, but history tells us that their bodies tend to break down faster than other guys for their careers. So again, Wemby has to deliver 2 championships in the next 5 or 6 years in order to make this contract a success.
I'm fine with just one, Perk. Like I think, like I think if we're looking at this league now and the way that the parity is and how hard it is to win championships, one championship puts you ahead of LeBron James at the age of 27 in the next 5 years. Puts you ahead of Michael Jordan. Puts you ahead of some of these greats on the GOAT trajectory. Now, it would be great for him to win a couple, but getting one, being in the mix from that next 5 years where you can rack up a couple of more, I think he's fine with the championship.
Yeah, I was going to say nature was healing, and then David jumped in front of me and took exactly what I was going to say. Like, in the age of parity, when you look at players and teams that have won multiple championships over the past 10 years, it's only been, let's see, Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant, and they were on the same team. In the age of parity and the super maxes and everything else, you have a very small window. We know Victor Wembanyama is going to be the MVP favorite, odds-on favorite next season at the very least, and probably for the next 3 or 4 years. He's got to win one, I think. And Big Perk, I know what you're saying. The expectations are so high, but also historically, the big man in the league, short of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, short of Tim Duncan, they develop a little later. Hakeem Olajuwon won championships into his 30s. He didn't get there. He didn't get back to the finals until his early to mid 30s. Shaquille O'Neal was later in his 20s. Like, big men are on a different trajectory in the NBA, and I'm completely with you. You don't know exactly how long his career is going to be at 7'4", 7'5", 7'6", however long it is. But I don't think you should put the onus on him to buck recent NBA history. We got 8 champions in the last 8 years. He should be able to get one, and maybe with a little luck, we don't know what's going to happen once these contracts start kicking in, Perk. We just talked about the sacrifices that these players are making. Unfortunately, what happens if Steph Castle doesn't take a discount? What happens if Dylan Harper doesn't take a discount and you're not giving him the type of team that is supplementary of a dynastic sort of ball club? And I think that's a little bit unfair to have that expectation on him.
No, it's not. No, it's not, because we put the expectations on Wemby. Last time I checked, it was us all discussing, saying that he's the future face of the NBA. And I love how with certain players, we tend to move the goalposts. Because if this was LeBron James, these expectations definitely would be set high. LeBron James going to Miami, he had to go win 2 NBA championships. We're talking about Wemby. All I've been hearing since the NBA Finals is that the league belongs to Victor Wembanyama, and I could have sworn both of you guys were 2 of the people that said it. So if it belongs to him, then we got to hold him to a standard of not just 1 NBA championship. When we talk about defeating the odds, when we talk about expectations, we're talking about just 1?
Yep, well,
I
don't worry.
actually didn't say that the league belongs to Victor Wembanyama. You got me confused with somebody else.
That's fine. Well, the good thing is nature has healed because the both of you are on opposite sides of this, so everything comes full circle here on First Take. Coming up next, NFL executive